All right, good afternoon. I am Brittany Stewart with Lux Realty Group, and I appreciate you guys coming to join us for our home buyer seminar. This is going to be geared towards the North Texas, Dallas area home buying process. So feel free if you have any questions, let me know. What I'd like to start off by doing is if everybody could just kind of put in the chat where they are at in their home buying process. Are you a seasoned home buyer, looking to purchase, in the pre-approval process, saving, working on credit, etc.? So I wanted to first introduce you to the team. And our team is myself, Brittany Stewart. I am the team lead of Lux Realty Group alongside with my husband, Craig Hicks, and our buyer's agent, Britt Frost, and Adrian Castle is our team specialist. So we want to welcome you all for being here and thank you for sharing your Sunday with us. I'm also going to put a quick little Google form in the chat so that you have a place to drop your information so that we could share some of these details with you after the seminar is over. So again, meet the team. We have over 38 years of experience amongst the four of us, and we service the North Collin County, North Dallas area, and welcome you for any buyers, seller referrals, as well as any questions that you might have about this home buying process. So what our seminar is going to look like today, I'll give you a very quick, rapid overview of what it looks like in the home area. First and foremost, thing is you're going to want to find an amazing agent. Of course, we would love the opportunity business. However, if not, we completely understand. Make sure that you are interviewing these agents. The entry into gaining your real estate license does not require an extensive amount of education nor experience. So you're going to want to make sure that that agent that you're utilizing has been well trained, that they have experience, especially if you're looking for something outside of the box, which we are going to explore today for first-time home buyers. You want to make sure that they understand the market conditions, especially currently right now with COVID, and we're coming to the end of that. We've had an election year. There's been a lot of different things that have changed the climate of real estate. You don't want to make sure that you're working with an agent who you have the ability and you feel comfortable with asking a lot of questions. You want, as an agent, to provide that education to the first-time home buyer. So make sure that you have an interaction amongst that you click with that agent, as well as that you feel comfortable with the interactions that you may have. The home buying process is a very big ordeal. It starts with a great agent, to assist you from there. Next, you're going to get pre-approved. Most of the time you will find a phenomenal agent and they will have some great connections for you for a loan officer. Or maybe you already have a relationship, but you just don't have that agent relationship, vice versa. You are absolutely 100% going to want to get pre-approved prior to viewing properties. The reason why is because I always tell my clients, you never know, especially in the North Texas area, taxes are very high. So you never know what your comfort level is going to translate to your monthly payment. And that really is only a question that could be answered directly from a loan officer. So you're going to want to get with a great experienced LO that's going to be able to go through those details and those monetary requirements and what that looks like in terms of a monthly payment, closing costs, etc. Right then and there. There's nothing worse than falling in love with a perfect property only to find out that the monthly budget is going to really put you in a pinch and leave your family in a situation where you're not comfortable. Our team does not show properties to clients that have not been pre-approved for that very reason. So get with us and we'll give you some great examples of some phenomenal lenders who can help you get pre-approved if you haven't already. Then you're going to find a home. We are going to do a true pricing analysis, which we often refer to as a CMA on the property, and then submit an offer. We have extensive experience. I'm a broker also in Florida, and I did go through the downturn. So we have extensive experience learning how to purchase and give a CMA just very similarly to what an appraiser would do. Why is this important to you as a buyer? You're probably thinking. And the reason for that is because you want to make sure that you're not overpaying for a property. There's certain processes that will happen and expenses that will happen up front, that if you are into a property and you are overpaying for it and the appraiser for the bank comes through and says, oh, I'm really sorry, this house doesn't appraise, we don't want you to be out of that money. Now, in this market, sometimes that's happening and people are still saying, you know what, Brittany, that's okay. We understand that the appraisal fell in $2,000 short. We're willing to make up that difference. And then, of course, submitting your offer. You want an agent who's savvy on negotiations. It's just not about purchase price. It's about a preferred closing date, who's paying for some of your closing expenses. What does that timeline look like? We have a lot of seller leasebacks right now, and et cetera. And you want to make sure that your agent is not scared to ask those questions and to negotiate. Then the next step you're going to do is you're going to hire a fantastic home inspector. Again, those agents that are top notch are going to have really great referrals for you. Please, with the home inspection, is not the opportunity to just Google and find the least expensive home inspector. You are 100% going to want to find a home inspector that is thorough, and we'll go through some of those items coming up as well. And then to win in this market, you are going to need to hire the right people, be patient, and be decisive, and don't be afraid to ask tons of questions. As your agent, we are going to be an advocate for you. We are going to guide you through this process so that you can make the decision that's going to be right for you and your circumstances. So moving forward, talked a little bit about Lux Realty Group. Of course, we would love the honor to earn your business. So that's why we are here educating you and teaching you a little bit as well. So our mission is to empower every client to live a life by design through fulfillment with their real estate needs and offering luxury service at every price point. Of course, we're Lux Realty Group. We are Lux certified, but we will gladly offer our services to a $67,000 client, and the same goes with $1 million. So we want to be the choice top team for real estate in the Collin County area. And our values are honesty, integrity, drive, learning-based, goal-oriented, and a family atmosphere. So what we're going to learn today, we've already given you a very rapid overview of that, is the purchase process, renting versus buying, the market area trends, helpful down payment assistance programs, how to get pre-approved. And we're also going to give you guys a little key. Maybe you're not ready to purchase right now, but we're going to give you an option, a lease option with the right to purchase. So this talks about dealing with a realtor. I think I've explained that pretty well. Why you want to use a realtor. They have loads of expertise. Turbocharged searching power through the multiple listing service system. They have bullish negotiation chops. They are connected to everyone. They adhere to a strict code of ethics, and they are your sage parent, your data analysis and therapist, all wrapped into one. So I have a degree in psychology and human science, and I use it every day. We are here to mentor you and walk you through that transaction. So most often people are going to start by inquiring on how much funds will they need. We're going to go in depth to this, but I just want to give you a quick rundown of what that's going to look like. First and foremost, most people think that they need 20% down to purchase a property. That is not always true. Yes, it's a great goal to aim towards, but not everybody is as fortunate to have that 20% down right away. So there are some programs that range between 3% and 20%. Some of them we're going to go over, even 100% financing options, as well as a really good tool that we have in our pocket that will allow up to $17,500 in free money. Closing costs. Closing costs are funds that are associated with the transaction in the purchase of a property. Texas is very a great state because we don't have certain note stamps and additional transactional fees, but we do have taxes, lender fees, broker admin fees, title fees, prepaid items, etc. And in Texas, a good rule of thumb, you're going to get that from a really good lender, but a good rule of thumb is to think about that the closing costs are going to be about 3% of the purchase price of the home. Then, of course, an inspection. The inspections are going to be between $400 and $500 for a great home inspector. Also, you could benefit from a termite inspection, which is usually $85 to $120. The appraisal that we talked about is usually collected upfront outside of closing via debit or credit card, and that runs around $500. You'll also hear us talk about earnest money. The earnest money here is typically 1% to 3% of the purchase price. That is held with the title company, just saying that you have good faith, that you have skin in the game, and you are bringing that to a neutral third party, which is the title company. And here we also have option money, which is about $100 to $150. Then, of course, you're going to want to save a cushion, so that you can have any unexpected repairs, furniture, refrigerator, anything that you're going to want is going to be built in. You'll have that cushion built when you're ready to purchase. Next up, of course, you're going to be searching for a home. We will go over those documents of what that looks like, the signed documents that are required in the state of Texas, and go over an in-depth buyer consultation to determine what your needs and wants are and what your criteria are. We're also going to start setting you up on an MLS search. Now, Zillow and Trulia, Redfin, those are all great websites. However, they are not always up to date. So you're going to want to align yourself with a realtor who has MLS access, and you are going to use that as your number one platform to be searching for these properties. Then, of course, we'll tour homes. So you'll see here, we kind of jumped ahead a little bit about shopping for a home, but that's because I want to really get through each of these platforms prior to and let you see what that's going to look like. So you see the first step here is going to be pre-qualification. The goal during the pre-qualification phase is to, like we talked about, get pre-approved, go over your assets and your debts, and ensure that you're in the right price point. Of course, that will then lead to a pre-approval. So what does that pre-approval look like? That looks like us as your agent connecting you with a loan officer. The loan officer is generally going to need and ask for 2 years of tax returns, 2 months of bank statements, and 30 days of pay stubs. Typically what we're seeing, and of course you'll want to get immediately with your loan officer, we're seeing a credit score of 580 or above. The mortgage process, like I told you, we're going to go over some specialty programs. And again, check out our forms and submit your information there so that we can get you in contact, do a quick buyer consult with you and see exactly what you're looking for in a property. And then we can send you to that lender that you need that's going to assist with that. So one of the first programs that I'm going to go over is one of my favorite programs. Now, this is very specific to the lender. It's also going to be eligible based on the proximity and the location of where the house is located. So Bank of America currently has a program, and this program will offer you a down payment grant. This does not have to be repaid. You can receive up to 3% of the purchase price on your primary residence at a maximum of $10,000. It can be used towards your down payment. You can't get any cash back. You will get it. The program funds will be taxable income. So you'll want to make sure you get with your accountant on that. But this is an awesome program to get some free money here. You, in addition to that, may qualify for up to $7,500 in closing cost credit in addition to that. So up to $17,500. This is very specific to Bank of America. It is a grant. It is not repayable. It'll be a line item on your closing statement as a direct fund to you. We like to work with Dustin Riley, so I can get you his information as well once you submit that form and get you in contact with him. It is specific on location. So here you're going to see the different colors, the purple and the dark purple, mostly in urban areas where you're going to see those homes have to be in an address to qualify for that. So you could see this community track here on the consensus of 2010. I think, of course, this was a census year. 2020 will update a little further, but it just goes based off of the income restrictions of that geographic location, not of your income restrictions. So this is really good pockets in the Dallas area, east of 75, downtown McKinney has some great homes, Plano, etc. in there. So of course, if this is something that you want to explore and see if you have a home or you're looking in one of these areas that qualify for up to $17,500, get with us and I will get you some further details. On the contrary, there's also a 100% program, which is the USDA program. This is in rural areas. So this means that you can qualify for up to 100% financing. There are some income constraints on the borrower here that you may have. So applicants cannot exceed 115% of the median household income for that particular area. In Dallas and Collin County, we're seeing a household family of 4 the median household income is around 90 to 100,000. So you have to be 115% of that. You also have to occupy this property as your primary dwelling. So the property has to be located, as I explained to you, in these dark white or these light white areas. So where does that look like in our market? You can see all the urbanized areas that are highly populated do not qualify, as opposed to that Bank of America. But you can see all these growing areas here, north of 380, Prosper, Salina, Aubrey, Van Alstyne, Howe, Anna, Princeton, Farmersville, Lavon here in Cato Mills. You see a lot of these areas that do qualify for that 100% financing through USDA. So again, if this is a program that you think you might qualify, get with us and we will get with you and our preferred lender who specializes in that USDA. So now you've been pre-approved, you've gotten the information about searching for a property, you've written a contract, we found your house, you've got great terms, you've got the offer accepted. Next thing that we're going to chat about is going to be title. So the next thing, once we've gotten that 100% of financing, what you're going to do is we are going to, on your behalf, submit your contract to title. Here's a little bit of a roadmap on what that entails. I'm not going to go too deep in this because leave it to the professionals. We partner with phenomenal title companies as well as the real estate agents to make sure that your loan is being processed and that the property here, you can see with Fair Texas Title, it's one of our preferred title companies, what they are doing behind the scenes while your mortgage company is working on some of your loan documents as well. That will lead to your closing date, of course. You can see, we'll give a very brief overview to that. Closing takes about an hour. You want to make sure you bring your spouse, a valid ID, and of course, those down payment funds that the lender is going to tell you exactly to the penny how much money you are going to need at closing. Once all of those documents have been received by your lender, the title company has balanced that, then that's when you're going to receive your keys. So this gives a little bit of the title information here so you can see what that looks like, what happens at signing. This collateral will be provided to you as your preferred agents. We will keep you updated on every step of the way as we're going through. So don't feel like you have to learn these timelines. That's why you hire a professional to make sure that we're meeting all these deadlines and timelines that the title company will require that are going to be based on your contract. Next up, we are going to discuss about the home inspection. So after your property goes under contract, you will have a home inspection. And the home inspection, of course, will be searching for what we call the big five. The big five, we are looking for the house, of course, to all items to be functioning as intended, but we are not looking for cosmetic things in this home inspection. We are mostly looking for the big five. That's foundation, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, which is your AC system, and your roof. It is imperative that you hire a true professional. One of our preferred in-home inspectors here, you can see, is Green State. You want to ensure that these inspectors are qualified. In the state of Texas, they have to be, they're governed by the same entity that we are as realtors, but you want to make sure that they have that experience. You want to make sure that they know what they're looking for, that they're incredibly thorough, and making sure that they're looking for any discoveries of what are possible pitfalls of this property. What repairs could be needed? Are they safety issues? Are they functionality? What's the cost of them? What's the replacement cost, etc. And Green State is phenomenal about giving you their top 5 requirements that they would suggest that you focus on, and also an estimate of those repairs. Now, as an agent in North Texas, we have a lot of foundation issues. If you get an inspection and they tell you, hey, we want to further investigate this, we dig in and you're going to have, $20,000, $30,000 worth of inspection, foundation repairs. That's a discussion that we're going to want to make sure that we discuss and try to negotiate with the sellers on your behalf. If we cannot, during that option period, that's when we're going to go ahead and say, okay, this may be a beautiful house, it's great, but this is just not the house for us in this specific circumstances. Here, one of the good things we're doing with Green State is explaining to the sellers what systems are need repair, explaining those and how they would be performed and what is not needed to repair. Some of the things that the inspector looks for, like we talked about, are those big five. They're checking the fireplace, safety controls, water heaters, ventilation, stairs. Are the stairs safe? Is the balcony safe? Gutters, downspouts, all kinds of things. You can also do a pool inspection and a spa inspection, which we highly recommend, and even new construction inspections. So if you have any further questions on these, feel free to touch base with us, and we would love to make sure that we could get you in touch with our preferred inspectors if you have to answer any of those questions. This is another tool in your tool belt and somebody, a professional that you're going to want to have on your side. Time and time again, inspectors make discoveries. We then negotiate repairs and concessions to make sure that you are not walking into a house with a ton of problems when you're just getting started. So you can see here the reports were ordered. Then title is submitting for your final approval, your closing documents. They will provide the settlement statement, sign those documents, submit them for final lender approval, and then we will fund the transaction. So in a short, that is the home buying process that we will help you through step by step. But I want to spend the remainder of the time talking a little bit about, are you ready to buy a property? So some of our buyers come to us, they're new to the area. They don't quite want to make the leap to invest in to actually purchase a property. And this is when we go through and talk to them a little bit about our lease to purchase program. So I'm going to play a short little video here for you.
Many people want the benefits of a family home in a good neighborhood with access to a strong school system. However, whether they're a first-time home buyer who's cautious about making such a large financial investment, someone who has recently relocated and is unsure of which neighborhood to live in, or someone who is creditworthy but cannot currently obtain a mortgage, they hope to one day buy a home but aren't ready now. That's why we've created our Lease with the Right to Purchase program. At Home Partners of America, we are committed to making homeownership a reality for more people. The program provides a clear path to homeownership. We are helping more people get into great homes in neighborhoods they love, with the opportunity to build a more secure financial future. Our process is easy, transparent, and built on a foundation of choice and flexibility. Once the household has been approved, they can go out with a real estate agent and find a home in one of our approved communities. We will purchase the home and lease it to the household and provide a right to purchase. Once the household is able to obtain a mortgage from a lender of its choice, they can purchase the home. So why wait another day? Contact Home Partners of America or your local real estate agent today and get started on a new path to home ownership.
Awesome. So Home Partners of America is where you can search any property that's available on the MLS. And we'll go through that process first and foremost. And they will purchase the property cash and then allow you to rent it with the option to purchase in the first 3 years. So the first thing you do is you will fill out that form that we have talked about and indicate on the bottom that you're interested in Home Partners of America. We will then send you a link where you can see if you qualify. You will then do this approval. Once you're approved, you'll work with us to find your next property. Home Partner will then purchase the property, and then you have the right to lease it. You can see here, you're only obligated financially to lease the property for 1 year. However, you can buy it anytime during those first 3 years. So you can purchase the home at any point during your residency. The predetermined price is going to be agreed upon before you have the lease. You can renew your lease in increments up to 3 years in the state of Texas, or you can utilize this. We've done this before when it's a very competitive market and the rental market right now, there's a lack of inventory. And you see a house that you love that you would like to try before you buy. So then you could live in that for 12 months. If you decided, no, we don't want to purchase this property, you would vacate just like a traditional 12-month lease. Here's an example of the registration link that we would send email out to you. The resident criteria, everybody would need to apply that was above the age of 18. There is a household application fee of $75. I love that because a lot of traditional rentals will have $50 per occupant. And then you might have a child who just hasn't flown the nest just yet, might be 18, etc. You must provide supporting documents. You have to have an annual income, a household income of over $50,000, stable employment, no recent eviction, or a pending bankruptcy. Prior bankruptcies are okay. and also an acceptable criminal history. And this just means they're a little more stringent on who is occupying the property. One of the things that this also is extremely beneficial to is people who have pets, especially if you have more than 3 dogs or you have a breed restricted pet. Home Partners of America gives you a much more flexible option to be able to live in that property with the option to buy if you do have pets. What you can look for in the residential approval process is just those things that we touch base for you, what to expect. You'll be notified of your maximum rental amount, and then we will then convert that to a purchase price. Your approval process, your approved price will be good for 90 days, and Home Partners of America will be checking with you meantime to see how you're doing, if you're finding any properties that you're seeing that you like, if you're ready to put an application on such, and they'll also check with us to make sure that we're showing you the correct properties as well. Now, not every property will qualify for Home Partners of America. One of the things that they're very a big stickler about, they will not do condos. So it has to be a fee simple, which would be where you own the land, a single family property or a townhouse. The purchase price max is going to be over 400,000. You can be in an HOA per basis. The HOA has to allow a tenant to occupy property. Pools are permitted in some states. In Texas, usually you can purchase a property even with a pool. You have to have at least 2 bedrooms and less than 2 acres. And then it has to be approved in an approved community. Most of the communities in Dallas are going to be approved as long as the school district is okay. It also has to be move-in ready for the most part, but Home Partners of America is amazing. If the house needs carpet or paint, etc., and you want to have that done prior to you moving in, you can arrange for Home Partners to do that and ensure that is rolled into your purchase price of your property. So I love that option about Home Partners, especially if you have a pink property that doesn't quite suit your needs. Here's some of the surrounding Dallas areas where the Home Partners of America is participating, and it's most of the Metroplex in general. Here's the portal, what that would look like. We would just search properties here for you. You can see most of the houses are about 300,000, will be an equivalent of $2,500 a month. It all is going to depend on that particular property's property tax and HOAs. So we set you up on a search for you to go ahead, and you can see here what those what that would equate for your monthly payment versus the purchase price of the property. Once you move in, you will then be moved over to Pathlight, and they have their own professional property management company that will help facilitate any repairs, move in, move out, landlord responsibilities as well. So what I want to chat about next is if there is, a lot of people ask us, should we buy now? Should we wait? We're renting. What does that look like? And I always tell my clients, you are going to be paying somebody's rent, whether it's yours or an apartment, landlord, property management company, etc. You're going to pay somebody's rent. One of the things that I like right now, especially interest rates are really, really low. You want to get with that loan officer to tell you exactly what we're seeing, but as a national average, 2.875 is what we're seeing. Projected for 2021, they're thinking that interest rates are going to go up to 3.375. So this example I gave you, if you go to wait, so say the median sales price is 370, you're looking for a property at 370 with the interest rate of 2.85, your monthly payments will be 2460. If you wait until the second quarter of 2021 and interest rates just go up by 0.5%, not even that drastic, your buying power is going to be diminished a little bit because there's some equity in properties and appreciation that we're seeing, but also that same house, based on the interest rates increasing and the equity in the property appreciating, you're looking at what you could pay now, $2,460. You're now going to pay $2,703. So what does that look like? $243 a month. That's talking about, Friday night sushi, going out. What's that going to cost you? A car payment. Annually, it'd be $2,916 savings. And then over the 30 years of a loan of a property, you're looking at $87,000 by waiting that you could have on the line if you went full 30 years for a mortgage. So what am I telling my clients? Why buy now? You're getting better rates. That's just in general. Like I said, the low to mid twos and interest rates are what we're seeing. A lower monthly payment. So this shows what your interest rate payments would be varied upon, like we talked about $150 to $250. Um, Interest rate, you would save $13,000 just based on the varied interest rate of waiting now and not. And then my favorite, which I'll show you guys here very soon, my favorite to explain is going to be the appreciation. And I'll talk about that in just a second. So the equity and the appreciation that you're losing. If you are staying in a property and you're paying $2,000 a month and you wait just 1 year, that's $24,000 that you could be putting into your own property as a monthly payment, as opposed to just throwing that away for a landlord. And then, of course, for the past 30 years, homes have gone up in value on average 3.5%. We are seeing in DFW much higher than that, and I will show you in just a second. Also, tax savings. So when you own your own home, there's certain qualifying indicators that you could be writing off and saving as a savings for your home. And after 5 years, that could look like about $8,000 based on a purchase price of $300,000. Of course, we are not accountants. We're just giving you some generalities to understand and to put those things into perspective. And then owning versus renting. This I thought was really informative. This is talking about if you're paying $2,500 in rent or $2,000 in rent, I'm sorry, versus purchasing a house for $350,000. It would take you 2 years basically to the break even point. Most people are staying in their homes 4 to 7 years. Essentially, if you're looking for what is that rental appreciation and the cost of purchasing versus renting a home, what does that look like? If you're paying $2,000 a month in rent now, it will take you 2 years and 3 months before you actually break even and continue to get that equity in a property. So it's just mind blowing to me, just to see that kind of translate out. Of course, if you have any questions for this, contact us, let us know. I'm just throwing up some infographics here to help facilitate and make an educated decision on whether renting versus buying is really for you. Now, here's the big kicker. This is one of my favorites. I'm doing Collin County, which is the suburb just north of Dallas, because that's where we're seeing a lot of exponential growth. And I want to show you this. This is what, when I was moving here, even as a realtor, I thought, I don't know exactly where I want to live. Maybe I might want to buy somewhere different. We do have community schools, and I am so glad. This was one of the things that really made a huge impact on me when I decided, no, I want to purchase a property, even if it's through Home Partners of America, even if it's a starter home for 2 to 3 years. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean here. Let me get my highlighter going here. Now, I watch statistics a lot. This is a 15-month trend of market condition report. We can talk about this more specifically when you guys want to purchase, but I want to show you something that we are seeing since COVID has hit and where this is a big factor for us. We're looking at October 2020. This is the most recent data that we have that has come out. Of course, we're just in that we can see here. The average sales price in all of Collin County is $416,773. That means the average sales price, if you look at August of last year, you can see all of these last year, we were in the 370s to 380s. Since July of this year, look at this jump. We've made drastic appreciation. The average sales price has hopped big time. So you're looking at about $34,000 from last August to this October. Even more so if you look at August to August, you're looking at about $37,000. So that means what you could afford last year for the average sales price at 383 is now this August cost you 420. Think about that. So I just want to kind of show you here the trajectory of what it's looking like. The closing prices are going up. You can see this is just plotted across here. The price per square footage has also gone up dramatically. And then you can see the average days on market right now, we're seeing a huge dip. So we're also looking at saturation rates. How much inventory in these price points do we have? And how many of those are closing? If you look, most of those are about under a month supply here. Even we were seeing that all the time under the 200,000 range, but we're seeing that all the way up to the million price point, that it is a huge seller's market here. So just want to show you guys this so that you can see what's going to be best for your family. You can see if you think the time is right, if you think that you have qualified for the items that we just talked about in terms of you're ready to purchase a property, feel free to reach out to us. We will do a very thorough buyer's consultation, making sure that we are guiding you in the right direction to find your own family a home. Absolutely, 100%. So any questions that you guys have at all in the chat box that you want to post, please make sure to write that information there. I am also going to, sorry, we had a little bit of Zoom problems today, so I'm gonna come out here and see what I can find while you guys are typing your questions. Working on credit. So somebody asked, thank you for that question. Working on credit. What does that look like? The first thing that you're going to do is you are going to get in with one of our preferred lenders, and they are going to help you ensure that you are set up for success to ensure that you have if you have the credit threshold or not. If you do not, they will send you to somebody to assist with you. Please, 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 as a real estate agent, I see this occur all the time. Please do not allow just go to these people that you see fly by the seat of your pants that they're going to repair your credit. I've had so many horror stories. Make sure that it's somebody that's credible that you're going to assist with repairing your credit. Absolutely, 100%. And if you don't have somebody that you want in terms of that credit, sharing the credit, what I would suggest that you do is I have a very great savings course and a financial course that I'd be willing to share with anybody that's on the call. I'd be willing to share that with you guys for free. So if it's something that you're willing to share, of course, I'd be more than happy to give that to you. And that will talk to you a little bit about savings, etc. Okay. Sherry asked about veterans. Yes. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. We do a lot of veterans VA loans. VA loans are amazing and very helpful right now. So with the VA, if you are eligible for that, you can qualify for 100% down. Another reason why you want to ensure that you have a great agent, especially if you're in the North Texas area. The reason why is because it's not well received from a lot of sellers. They don't quite understand what it means to have 100% down, especially in our Swift market. So veterans can 100% qualify for 100% loans, meaning you don't need any money down. And they have removed those caps for veterans. So what that means is if you qualify for a $550,000 house, you can purchase that with your VA benefits with 0% down. So absolutely, great question. And we have great lenders that specialize in VA and can help you. We also do a lot of work with disabled vets. So Collin County and a lot of the surrounding counties qualify for lower taxes, which increases your buying power and lowers your monthly payment. Another thing that we've been doing with veterans, Sherry, has been duplexes. So for instance, you can qualify for up to a quadplex with your VA loan. And what that means is you can buy up to 4 homes that are connected. So we have a duplex right now, a disabled veteran under contract. One side is rented, one side is vacant. The side that is rented, that tenant is 100% paying his mortgage payment. So he will live for free, enjoy that appreciation, do all of that, live basically for free, get the appreciation, get the tax write-off of having a property, not paying property taxes because he's a 100% disabled vet, and his tenant will pay his rent. So yes, thank you, Sherry, for bringing that up. Great benefit, great loan product too. The interest rates seem to be a little lower. If If you're a disabled vet, the funding fee, if you're 100% disabled, the funding fee will be waived. If not, you will have a discount. So thanks for that, Sherry. We'll get you in contact with one of our lenders that will help with that. What other questions do you guys have in the chat? Any other questions? Anything that you can think of? Well, I appreciate all of you being here. I'm trying to be very respectful for your time. I am going to put my email information in the chat box, just in case you have any questions. We will share with you the rapid overview, how much it costs to get started, and some of these infographics so that you have that for your reference. Just know this is just a very surface level overview of what the home buying process looks like. If there's anything else, that you guys, any questions that you might have in depth, we would be happy to have a one-on-one consultation with you as well. Fill out that form. That's where you're going to get all of this information sent to you, and let us know where you're at in the process and any additional questions that you have about those programs. One more question came through. How long does the purchase process take? That's a great question. So the purchase process typically takes 3 months in total, I would say. Most of the time we will do the buyer consultation over the phone, over Zoom, or in person. We will get you all of the legal required documents that we have to send. You will get pre-approved with their lender. We will set you up on the MLS. You will start searching for properties, and then we'll go out and look. Most of our buyers are looking at around 6 to 8 properties before they're making a decision to purchase. Once we get under contract, the buying process takes about 30 to 45 days. We're really seeing more around the 45-day mark, just because we have a lot of deals going on, and the lenders, title companies, et cetera, we don't want to set failed expectations. So we're really looking around a 45-day mark. That's for you to get all the loan paperwork together, get all your loan processed, as well as the title company, making sure that the title is clear and that you're ready to convey that property in your name. We got some great questions coming in here. So what does it cost to use a realtor? Thank you for asking that question. For the buyer side, there's not a fee associated with or a commission due to the buyer's agent. So thank you for asking that. It is free, but I have to be very careful by saying that. There is a fee affiliated with it, but 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time, that is a cost that is deferred to the seller. So thank you for asking that. And you absolutely want to ensure that you have representation. In the state of Texas, we conduct single agency most of the time. That means that if we represent you as a buyer, we give you advice and opinion solely to you. We don't work for the seller. That's a great question. Absolutely. Anything else that we missed in this brief overview? Anything else that you guys can think of? Any questions? Any comments? Awesome. Yes, you are most welcome. Thank you. We appreciate that. Now, if you guys have any further questions, you know how to find us. Yes, Sherry. Sherry raised her hand. So let's see if I can quit sharing my screen and get back to Zoom. Yes, Sherry, you can talk now. You're off of mute.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome, it worked. Okay, I was just going to ask, and it was taking me a while to type it. I was going to ask because I had a very difficult time getting connected. I don't know what was going on. Are you going to be sharing the recording with those who are in attendance, or?
Yes, absolutely. And I apologize about that. That's why I resent that email. Unfortunately, and this has been happening relatively soon, when you connect the Zooms, it makes two separate Zoom personal IDs. So I apologize about that. But yes, absolutely. So what we typically do, Sherry, we will upload this presentation to our YouTube channel. And
Okay.
if you just search on YouTube on Brittany Stewart Realtor, you'll have that, but we'll email out a presentation to everybody who registered as well.
Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you so
Of,
very much.
of course. Thank you for that question. All right. Anybody else? Okay. All right. Well, I am signing off. Thank you guys so much for your time. And sorry about the technical difficulties. We're all getting used to all this fun stuff. And like I said, we're Lux Realty Group. If you have any questions, Google us. Feel free to reach out to us. We've been doing this, like I said, many a time. So we like to help educate and help our clients the best to our abilities. So no question too big or too small. Reach out to us anytime, and check that chat for the additional form information. And we hope to be helping and serving you guys soon.